Ed Robson here from Robson & Robson PC. We are a boutique business law firm located outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. I focus my practice on commercial litigation, and in particular, I spend a lot of my time representing business owners in disputes with their business partners. As part of that job, I have an opportunity to see the variety of ways in which one business owner tries to rip off another business owner. I want to share with you some of those techniques, not so that you can use them on your business partners, so that you have a better chance of spotting and preventing those techniques from being used on you. So we are calling this our Good Guy's Guide to the Dark Art of Ripping Off your business partners. Today, what I want to talk about is one of the more advanced techniques that we see being used, and it involves purchasing the debt obligations of a company. We see this used most frequently in real estate entities whose sole purpose is to acquire, to develop or redevelop a piece of real estate. That being said, it can really be used with any type of company that has third-party debt owed to a bank. I'm going to explain this technique using a hypothetical real estate company. The company is owned by two shareholders or two members of an LLC, and the LLC or the company's sole asset is a piece of real estate. The company has borrowed from a bank or a third-party lender to purchase the real estate. Let's assume that the bank has required each of the partners to offer a personal guarantee securing the loan and has also taken a mortgage in the real property that the company owns. Let's assume that the loan is for $1 million. Let's also assume that the debt is a troubled debt, that perhaps the company is in default for missing a payment, or perhaps the collateral, the real property, has declined in value to such an extent that the bank feels that it is undersecured, that the loan is undersecured and under-collateralized. So in this technique, the ne'er-do-well shareholder or the ne'er-do-well partner will go to the bank without the other partner's knowledge. They may go directly, but more likely they're going to talk to the bank using a representative, sometimes a lawyer, sometimes another business person, acting on behalf of a company that the ne'er-do-well shareholder has created for this purpose. The shareholder is then going to offer to purchase the loan from the bank at a discount. For example, if $1 million is owed on the loan, perhaps the shareholder purchases the loan for $800,000. Bank agrees, and so purchaser, the ne'er-do-well shareholder, gets $1 million debt for $800,000. It gets the mortgage, and it gets the personal guarantees that go with it. So the ne'er-do-well shareholder has purchased this $1 million debt for $800,000. And now it has a few things that it can do. One of the things it can do is go and foreclose on the property, can realize money from that. If that money is a shortfall, the shareholder can then pursue the other business owner for the balance on the personal guarantee. So let's just fill in some numbers, for example. So let's assume that there's $1 million debt and the property is worth $600,000. Well, the ne'er-do-well shareholder can foreclose on the property and either generate $600,000 or take possession of the property after a sheriff sale. And then the ne'er-do-well shareholder can pursue his or her business partner on the personal guarantee for the remaining $400,000. Ultimately, if the shareholder is able to collect, they have realized $1 million debt and made $200,000 off the back of their co-shareholder. Now, if you're tracking this closely, you may be asking yourself, what exactly has the ne'er-do-well shareholder stolen? They went to a bank and in an arm's length transaction, the bank and the ne'er-do-well shareholder agreed to purchase and sell a note for an amount of money. How has the ne'er-do-well shareholder ripped off his or her partner at all? Well, the reason they've ripped off his or her partner is because they've usurped or taken an opportunity that should belong either to the company or to the partners collectively. What do I mean by that? Well, assuming the bank is willing to part with their loan at a discount, then the company should have been able to go to the bank and say, we will offer you $800,000 instead of $1 million to forgive our debt, satisfy the mortgage, and release us from the personal guarantees. In that instance, the business owners would have shared proportionately in the benefit of that $200,000 discount that the bank was offering. When the ne'er-do-well shareholder contacted the bank without his or her partner's knowledge, he or she essentially took the full benefit of that discount that the bank was offering. You may be saying, well, the bank would have never offered that discount to the company itself. Maybe so. If that's the case, then the ne'er-do-well shareholder could have done the same thing in conjunction with his or her business partner. They could have gone out and formed a new company that concealed their identity in some way and negotiated with the bank that way. In either circumstance, both partners would have enjoyed the discount that the bank was offering. If you're getting something out of these videos, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop us a line. It's eRobson, ROBSON, @robsonlaw.com. Thanks.